Today on our Bond interview, we invited Mr. Nick Bester. So the first question that I have to you, short one, is I would just like to briefly know your sport and business functions on the continent. Just tell me a little bit about that.
1999, I was approached by the MD of Harmony Gold Mine, and he told me, please, let's start a running club. And this running club developed since 1999 till 2008, where we had 2,500 athletes in Africa competing for the club. And it was actually as we created a job and an income for them, because the top athletes, we put them on retainers. We help them with the expenses, with running shoes, all the necessities to become a top runner, and then earn money by winning races. And also we incentivize them and pay them bonuses when they do well. In 2008, Harmony Gold Mine decided to look for other ventures, and they pulled out. But luckily, I've been introduced by another from marathon icon, Mr. Bruce Fordyce, to Nedbank, and they immediately took over the club. So we've grown the clubs from 2008 till before COVID struck us. We had 4,500 athletes across South Africa, across Africa, and in the rest of the world, Europe and Australia. I can just say that our athletes perform on the world stage. You know, our Namibian athlete, Hilale Johannes, was 11th in the Olympic marathon now in Tokyo. Ketema Nagesa won the 50-kilometer world championship that we host in Quebera or Port Elizabeth early May. So we create environment in all these clubs for a manager and a committee to also to earn money by the work they're doing for the Nedbank Running Club or for Nedbank Sport Development. So we create jobs for them, means they earn income out of the sport and out of the business and out of Nedbank Sport.
Nick, thanks for that one. That's impressive to see that you've gone literally from a province in South Africa into the global environment, and the performance from your Nedbank athletes are phenomenal. The Tokyo Olympics as well as the under-20 world champs. You mentioned earlier the 400-meter relay for females, which we don't see in the media, that performed so well. I want you to elaborate a little bit. You said you give people, let's talk about Ethiopia, Lesotho, wherever. In your mind, what business opportunities do you see for these current athletes that you have, maybe for the short and medium term in the future?
Athletes have to be managed. So we investing in managers and coaches in Ethiopia, for instance, and in Kenya. They're looking for races across the world for them. We help them by paying for the expenses for these athletes to get to the races. So the athletes earn an income by placing in the top 3, top 10 in the race. And then also the coach, because the coach got an incentive from the athletes. And then also we teach those athletes, you must think about what's going to happen to you after you can't compete anymore. And we force them to be active on social media, because at this stage in the COVID situation, the only publicity at the moment is social media. Everybody is on social media. There's Strava races, there's virtual races, and. So we coach them and tell the athletes, please be visible, build your name, become an icon. So whenever you're competing, not anymore, and you're starting a business, the people already know your name. They know about you. And we try to teach them the business principles on how we build this business, because we all are a team. You're not individual. You're much stronger if you make use of your team members. So we also coach the athletes to praise the team members, to get involved in the team members, and by that means they build a bigger name for themselves. They start a business one day. Most of the people already know about them.
In your mind, I would like to hear from you and Nedbank, of course, and your development activities. Where do you see Africa? First, let's look at our continent, and then sport and business, link those two. How do you see that in the future? What do you guys still plan for the future?
Okay, let's start with Africa. It's a developing world. So we must assist Africa and give them the know-how, how to make use and become involved in sport, become a business. And that is what we try to achieve in Kenya, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and Namibia. that is where we started off, and the big plan is later to expand to other African countries as well. We've got the best athletes and in the world, I think. It's just a matter of finances, funding, and that is what we try to create. A lot of people think it's me. The sponsors must come to me and pay me and give me this. So we try to teach the athletes to also to give back and how to become someone that the sponsors want to be attached to. So we need to teach them, and we need to give them the tools, and we have to fund them to be able to make their sport a business after they retire from their sporting international careers.
Thanks for that one, Mick. It's heartwarming to hear that you guys see, or especially you, see a future for African athletes, and you see the potential. Ashley Kochia, the CEO of Sport in Industry Group, he made a statement in one of his articles that I read yesterday, and I'm going to read it to you. I quote, "I would encourage athletes to find mentors to aid their continued growth and development. Guidance from successful and well-experienced professionals can fast-track learning and help athletes gain insight into industries, structures, and systems they may not ordinarily be exposed to." How would you respond to a statement like that?
I think that's 100% the nail, because that is exactly what we try to do. We want to tell the athletes and give them the know-how, and we try to be the mentor for the athlete as soon as he's not competing anymore, to give him the tools and the know-how how to become not a sportsman but a businessman, and earn his own income from there after his career expires.
Mr. Bester, thank you very, very much for your time from our Northwest University Business School. We appreciate that you're also partially part of our Northwest University. You were awarded the Chancellor's Medal at our Mafeking campus, so it's nice to have you back at our university. We will exploit your knowledge a little bit into the future on this topic. But thank you very much. Heartwarming from our Northwest University Business School.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.